And now it's time for a Q&A from you, the viewers. And our first question comes in from Robert Mayberry about the Wyze security cameras. That's what this thing is right here. They cost about $20 each, and they have a very robust app and actually some really good functionality with no monthly fees at all. They even have the ability to record locally onto an SD card on the bottom and access that remotely via their app. So they have some services they have to maintain, and they're not charging for any of this. And he's wondering, what the heck? How are they able to do this? And I've been wondering the same thing, to be honest with you. So I'm going to show you some stuff. I'm not going to pass judgment here one way or the other, but I think this is how their business model is operating. Now, the first thing is that the camera they're using, and I'll put mine back up on screen here. This is the Wyze camera, and this is a Xiaomi camera that you can find on many of these import websites. And what they decided to do when they launched their product was not to reinvent the wheel. They found an existing piece of hardware that includes all of the firmware inside of it, and they basically made it their own, as opposed to having to go through the expense of designing something from scratch. So they have no hardware development costs here at all. I would imagine some of the underlying guts of the firmware are very similar too, and that obviously cut down on a tremendous amount of expense for them. And the same can be said of their pan-tilt zoom camera. This was also a Xiaomi design that they incorporated their own firmware into, so they didn't have to design this one either. So they didn't have to pay a dime for hardware development, which can often be a big chunk of releasing a product to market. And the other thing that they are bringing to this space is experience in how to sell products. And that was what was really interesting to me. You can read this interview I have up on screen here from Starter Story. The founders of this company are all former Amazon employees, and they were looking from the inside as to how products kind of bubble up to the top of consumers' minds on that platform. Because what Amazon is very good at is knowing what a good product is. They can look at how it's selling. They can also look at the organic reviews that product is getting from people who buy the product. And they can also see how often that product is returned and what the negative customer experiences are. And of course, Amazon's algorithm, a lot like YouTube, will put the good stuff up higher in a search result than they will the bad stuff. And I think they probably witnessed this over and over again, where products without a lot of name recognition or without a lot of brand recognition, with very little marketing, can basically build up a recognizable brand on the Amazon platform because there are just so many consumers on it buying stuff. And I experienced this firsthand at my last job, where I was responsible, among other things, for managing the Amazon account. And we had a product that, sold a couple of cases here or there with them initially, but over time, as Amazon got more experience with our product and the fact that we could deliver it to them on time, the fact that the product was always consistent, we suddenly started seeing those sales increasing. And we ended up going, when I left, selling thousands of cases a month, which was pretty remarkable just to see how that all developed organically with practically zero spent in marketing to get there. And I think that's the experience they're coming with. They know how things get discovered on the platform and figured out what consumers are looking for. And I think they picked the right category here to play with, because I've been looking at security cameras for a long time. For a while, D-Link was kind of the one to get. It wasn't the easiest thing to use, but it was the least expensive. But even those now are still up there in price, and the software hasn't really caught up. I just got one in a few weeks ago. It's going to be on a didn't make the cut video. I do plan on making at some point in the near future. So it really is not a good place to be as a consumer. And that's one of the things that I really liked about these Wyze cams, is that they really offered the feature set I was looking for without the long-term cost of ownership that all these subscription fees that these products tend to tack onto their price often deliver. And we'll see if they can maintain this, though. So what they do say in the interview is that the business structure is completely on a low-margin, high-volume model. They're kind of working in this commodity space here. So I think as long as they keep selling cameras, they'll keep being able to stay afloat. It looks like they're going to be rolling the cash flow as they go here. And perhaps to some degree, it's good that you can modify these, because they can still sell the cameras and get them out there and not have to support them with their cloud services and whatnot. And out of all the things that I have in my affiliate links for Amazon, the top seller by far are these cameras. I think in the last 9 months or so, we've sold, at least through my link, well over 100 of these things. And I'm seeing people like going in and buying 4 or 5 at a time, because you can get your whole house done for the cost of one D-Link camera and have a better experience as a result.
This channel is brought to you by the Lon.TV supporters, including gold level supporters Chris Allegretta, Tom Albrecht, Bill Reiner, and Kalyan Kumar. If you want to help the channel, you can by contributing as little as $1 a month. Head over to Lon.TV/support to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe. Visit Lon.TV/s.